Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. I am here to do a pick a card reading for you guys in the realm of love. So I'm going to do love this week, and then the next week I'm going to do, it says happiness, but it's like spirituality, and then we're going to do success the week after that. So that's what we're going to be doing. But yes, this week we are going to start with the pick a card love reading. So go ahead and pick your pile. We have Jug, Basket, and Lily. So go ahead and do that and we will begin. Okay, pile 1. Your energy is Jug, and it says on the card, it says lighthearted and carefree time, but honestly that's not really what I was getting when I saw this card originally before I read what it said. I was getting more of like our own deep personal state, emotional state, and it's like almost like our own cup, right? Like pouring from our own cup only when it's full, right? But it also feels like it feels a little bit I keep hearing the word overwhelming, so I don't know if you're overwhelmed about something emotionally. We'll go ahead and start pulling the cards and seeing what they have to say. Okay, so Jug. Now we're going to start with the archetype cards. We have Thief. Okay, and I always notice with this Thief card how he has that heart on the inside of his jacket. So it's like he's capable of love, but he wears it on like the outside of him instead of inside of him. Like they understand human emotion, but they don't allow themselves to feel human emotion. So I mean, this could be you or another. We are dealing with love here. So I'll read the attributes here in a second, maybe if I'm called to do it. And then Teacher. With the Teacher, so I'm hearing heart chakra and throat chakra, because with the Teacher, if you notice, she has this blue necklace, but it's a huge necklace, right? And it's right over her throat chakra. And so, and it's a mix between blue and green. So I always feel like the healthiest throat chakras are the ones that can blend, that can blend a bit with the heart chakra, because you want to speak from your heart, right? And so I am seeing that teal color there. But then the card is green, so that's heart chakra. And then, but down here it looks more blue. And she has this world that she's cracking open. She's really looking deeply at something. Looking deeply at something. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read them. With the Thief, I feel like they're kind of like in the middle. Like they want to be better, but they're not necessarily there yet. So shadow attribute, stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. And that's someone that is in like a lack mentality, where they think that they need to take energy from others in order to become better. But honestly, you don't need energy from others. You can pull it from the world around you. Like the earth has plenty of energy to go around. You don't have to take it from other people. And then the light attribute sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, this is lack mentality and this is not. When you're in lack mentality, you want to take from others. When you're not in lack mentality, you know that you have it within you and you don't need to take it from others. You don't need to allow others to take it from you. Okay. And then the Teacher, I am feeling a little bit more of a light attribute here. So, but we'll read the shadow attributes: manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So, you know, I'm kind of sensing that this person might be finding kind of like a spiritual teacher to learn how to love, is what I'm honestly hearing. Like they're really wanting to go from this dark side to the light side. They're really wanting to go from the shadow to the light, and not just wear their heart on the outside. Like they want to feel this jug energy, that deep emotional wealth. And they have someone in their life that they think can teach that to them. That's honestly what I'm getting. And it could be like they want to be in a relationship with this person, or they just want to love, because love readings don't have to be just romantic. They can be in any capacity that you can love. And so this could be a romantic person that they seek, or it could just be a true, genuine want of a teacher. Okay? So next we're going to go on to the Raven's Prophecy. So what they had me do is they had me get 2 different tarots. So I don't know if one's going to clarify the other, or if they're going to be for both energies. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll just see how they come out and what they have to say. Okay, so first up is the Raven's Prophecy. The Page of Coins, okay. The 5 of Cups. And then the Moon. Well, this is interesting. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm seeing. I am seeing this thief as kind of like this Page of Coins energy, because it's a new beginning. Like that is the very, very first start of a plant from a seed. And it's almost like they're taking this heart and they're trying to plant it within themselves, so they can pour the water on, right? To make it grow, to start something new. And like, that's their sole focus right now, because everything else is just black. All they're focusing on is this little sprout that they've managed to get to grow. Like they're actually like proud of themselves for getting it to grow. They didn't know if they could do it because of this 5 of Cups. You know, it's the emotional pain, emotional hurt that we've experienced that makes us kind of, you know, the 5 of Cups can make us standoffish in relationships of all sorts. Like the hurt can make us kind of remove our heart and our emotions from ourselves, so we don't have to deal with it really, right? But again, I'm seeing like this shadow here, like moving from the shadow to the light, because here it's like you can't see this crow because, I mean, you can see it, but there's a shadow over it, and now it's like moved to the light. And if you look at this man too, he is halfway in the dark and halfway in the light, so it's like the natural progression. Oh yeah, that reminds me. When I was looking over everything, I saw up here, it says 1, 2, 3, 4. And what they were telling me with that 1, 2, 3, 4 is there's a natural progression that's happening here. And it's a slow progression. You're not skipping steps. You're actually taking the time to make sure that you're going properly to each step. Say, okay, I really think I have a handle on this beginning. I did this. So now I can move to the 2. And you move to the 2. And then da-da-da-da-da. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then, but it's almost like this person is going to this person with it. Well, actually, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that it's more like this. Because they're asking this person, how do I feel my emotions? How do I speak my emotions? It's almost like that heart and throat chakra energy that I was getting together, because the moon is here, and the moon represents emotions, and this raven it looks like it's trying to swallow the moon or regurgitate the moon. I'm seeing like regurgitate the moon. They're trying to learn how to bring those emotions, like they've started by actually growing them, by putting them within themselves, looking at them, seeing what caused the sadness, moving to the light, in wanting to regurgitate, wanting to speak their truth, their emotional truth, with that regurgitation of the moon. Okay, so I do feel like these Rider-Waite are going to be for the teacher. They could be clarifying. I honestly feel like this teacher, the thief, is really wanting to either be taught by this teacher, or that it is someone they actually like love and want to talk to about their love and how they feel. They're trying to figure it out. So let's see it. We'll see where these kind of look like they need to go. Well, okay, I do feel like they're going to be over here. So let's go ahead and move all this up a little bit. So I'm getting that this is probably this thief energy is probably most likely you, but everything can always be vice versa, because they're not really wanting me to look at the teacher very much other than her throat chakra, and like she's cracking something open. I feel like maybe even subconsciously, if these people aren't in each other's lives currently, it's like subconsciously she is cracking this person open, like making them want to regurgitate all of this emotional stuff that they're going through. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, okay, and then the Seven of Wands in reverse. And I don't normally take reversals, but if it comes out in reverse, it comes out in reverse. So again, this feels like that emotional beginning. It's like they've grown by overflowing their cup here. They have been able to grow this very beginning stages of emotional depth, of emotional healing, I'm hearing, because plants also clear our air. They are very, very healing to our environment. And so, especially since this is the Ace of Cups underneath this Page of Coins, where this plant is going to need water, it does feel like it's like a new emotional beginning. And then with this Five of Cups here, that was like our past pain. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's all about collaboration and learning to work with others, putting that pain in that past, right? And learning again how to work with others. Like maybe you couldn't be in a relationship before, and this, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but if it is, or even if it's not, it's like maybe even with friendships, you always kept people at an arm's length because of pain that you had always felt, like you didn't know how to let anyone in. And now it's like you're really, really trying to learn how to rebuild those foundations. And it's almost like there's a crack in the foundation and you're like learning how to fix the foundational, the structural integrity. You're learning how to fix it. And that involves other people sometimes. Sometimes, like, you're not going to know how to fix your foundation. Like, if this is your home, you're not going to know how to fix the foundation. You have to call on other people in order to help you fix it, right? So it's like learning to trust other people, rely on them, and to build a new foundation. So, and then with the Seven of Wands underneath this moon, it's quite interesting to me because I saw this as like a regurgitation of emotions, of like your emotions being able to find, like, it's almost like there was something, it was like stuck in your throat and you're just, it's finally coming out of you, because the Seven of Wands is about resistance. Like they're fighting off these 6 other wands, maybe even unnecessarily, because we don't know with the Seven of Wands. Here, I'll show it to you upright. With the Seven of Wands, sometimes you can see the people holding the wands and it's almost like, are they actually trying to push you up against this ledge, or are they trying to warn you, saying, hey man, you're up against that ledge, you got to be careful? But instead, this person's just defensive, sometimes for no reason, sometimes with good reason, sometimes without, but it is in reverse. And so it's like that block, that resistance is being removed from this throat of this raven, of you. This block is being removed and it's coming up and out, and you're no longer going to see these people as threats, especially with this Three of Pentacles. It's like you're not going to see them as threats anymore. You're going to see, hey, these people are actually trying to help me. I'm going to accept their help. This is so So interesting. Okay, let's see. I don't know if these are going to be under here or over here, but again, this is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition. Some of these do have nudity in them, so I'm going to pull them off camera just to make sure that they're not any of the ones that have the nudity. Okay, no. No. Okay, so just seeing them, I do feel like they're supposed to be over here. So that's where I'm going to pull them. Okay, so let's see. We have the birds. So I think I put them back in the wrong order because when I looked at them the first time, this is how they were. Like, to make sure there's no nudity, this is how they came out. So I am seeing that progression again with this 11 and 12, and then we have the woman in between. So this could be a male energy over here, the masculine, and this could be kind of the feminine energy over here, especially because this does look like a man and this looks like a woman, right? Now it doesn't have to be a man and a woman. It can be, you know, same sex. It can be just the energies, right? Whoever harnesses more of the masculine and whoever harnesses more of the feminine. So I feel like this is definitely a past person, because, you know, she's looking into the past where there's a lot of like, this is the, what is it called? The whip / birch. Hang on, let me look. It's gonna be birch / broom. Birch broom. Okay. So because it represents like kind of like negative communications or just past pain. And you know what I'm noticing? To me, it kind of looks like the background, it's like a utility closet, and I don't know what that would technically mean, but it's like storage. So it's something that's like been stored in this person's past. But it's almost like what was between you guys, it was like really, really negative, right? It was this 5 of Cups type of energy. Everybody was just getting hurt. It felt like there was actually like no really strong communication whatsoever. Like, so everyone was just kind of like in the dark and feeling hurt and like they couldn't speak their mind. And then she's looking towards the past. She's looking over here and just kind of like, she wants actual communication. And because there's 2 different birds cards. Oh, and this is not the owls. I thought it was the owls. That is so weird. I honestly thought this was the owls. So it's almost like she's just, if this person comes back into her life, she's expecting more frivolous conversation, because the birds is kind of like a little bit of a gossipy type energy. And so she's sitting here, she's writing, reading, and she's wanting to figure love out because she is holding a rose. She's wanting to figure love out, but she just feels like this person ain't it because of everything that's in the past, right? And she's ready to communicate that now. So honestly, it's like if this person does want to come back into her life, she's probably going to be a little defensive, to be honest. Because she's been hurt. She is hurting. But then also with it being with me noticing the utility closet and it actually like being like a broom, right? You also think about cleaning up. And so, but it's actually in the storage closet. It's not being utilized. So it feels kind of like maybe she wanted, I'm just saying she because it's represented by a woman. It does not have to be a woman. But it's like this person wanted to use the broom to clean up, but it didn't actually, like, look, that's a pretty flimsy broom, so it's like it can get cobwebs out. It looks like it'd be good for that, but not sweeping the floors, you know, not actually doing like a large amount of cleanup. It's not made for that. And like cleaning out the cobwebs, to me, it's kind of like that can be a little bit destructive because spiders really aren't hurting anyone. Cleaning up an in-use cobweb. I feel like that's kind of a karmic vibe. I don't know why I'm getting this. But to me, spiders are like a feminine energy where they know how to build these beautiful foundations, and maybe they just never got utilized. So yeah, she's had to like clean up these it's almost like she was wanting to set up stability, but then they never got utilized, so they just kind of like became like the yucky old cobwebs in the corner. So interesting. But there is like a natural progression. I am seeing the 11 and the 12, like that natural progression. So I don't think she's totally against talking to this person, but she's probably going to have her guard up, okay? Now let's see here. The last card we're doing is a Rumi Oracle. Whirling Goddess. Okay. So to me, I love the Whirling Goddess. She's kind of just over here. These energies are very separate. I don't think this person has asked this person to be back in their life or asked them to teach them how to grow emotionally or anything like that. They have not communicated that yet, because it's very separate energy. I mean, you guys could be in each other's lives, but I don't think so. But to me, it's almost like this woman has like a wedding or like a huge ball gown on. And it's not necessarily a wedding gown, but it very well could be. So they could be totally moved on. But with the Whirling Goddess, because even that looks kind of like a veil. And I know she's dancing with a man, even though it's like abstract. This is kind of like the man here, holding on to her and twirling her. But it's almost like it's a more frivolous relationship. That's why I don't think it, like in the book, I'm pretty sure that's what it says. It's like a little bit more of a frivolous energy, but they're just having a good time. They're dancing, they're enjoying life. And I feel like that's what she's kind of trying to do. She's trying to put this behind her, this pain, and just kind of like, find her joy again, her movement, her livelihood. But I do want to see, they usually have poems with them, so I'm going to read you the poem for Whirling Goddess. Number 30. It says, lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of the needle. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of the needle. Okay, so to me that's kind of saying like, if you want to be back in this person's life, if this is you, if you're the masculine energy over here, if you want to be back in this person's life, you're going to have to be able to fit through that eye of the needle. Like, they know exactly what they want now, and they're not going to take anything less. 23 when I said that. So it's like, yeah, they're not interested in this anymore. They're not interested in the resistance. They're not interested in anyone who's wounded. Like, they want, and it's not that they're not willing to work on it. Like, if this person were to come back into their life, it's not like they're not willing to either help teach them or to be open to them, but this person has to come to them. They have to fit through that eye of the needle. They have, if they truly want them, they'll come at them in the right way. Okay, so this has been the reading for the first pile. I hope that it was helpful. And if you're going to join me, if you're going to leave me here, thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. And if you're going to move on to the next one, I will see you at pile 2. All right, thanks. Bye. Okay, welcome everyone. If you are just joining us, this is the reading for pile number 2. And the card that was on top for the overall energy was Basket. Now it says recognition, reward for merit. To me, this is about abundance. Now, you know what they just told me? They said something about Jupiter. Now, Jupiter came up in the November reading for Capricorn. I don't know if you're a Capricorn or if you have Capricorn in your chart or your Jupiter's in Capricorn, something about Jupiter return. But it's about, that's what I'm getting. It's like, look at your Jupiter, where it's at in your chart, what house it's in, what sign it's in, and all that stuff. But we're dealing with something with abundance. Like either you're seeking abundance in love or you have found abundance in love. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll go ahead and get started. So first we're doing the archetype cards. We have Hedonist. Now again, look, it's like that fruit basket. Do you see that? Now a shadow attribute of a hedonist pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So this could be either abusing, things like in an addictive way, or abusing people to get what it is you're needing, either like codependency or sexually. I am kind of getting more like a sexual nature, just because of the fruit and the way that she's feeding herself and the way that her body is shaped. But light attributes inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. So yeah, it's learning. I feel like I'm kind of getting a sense of this might be a person, if this isn't you, it could be you or another, but it's someone who overindulges. I am getting that. And then there's others. Oh, that's so crazy, because it's like someone who overindulges and then maybe someone who doesn't give themselves enough. So I am getting a very codependent energy here, because this is kind of feeling like a little bit of a narcissistic energy, and this is kind of feeling like that. I don't like the labels of narcissist and empath, especially. I'm not a psychologist. I can't tell you if someone's a narcissist or not, right? But that's what it's kind of feeling like. It's like that's the energy in codependent relationships. Like the person with the dominating personality kind of is drawn to people who are a little bit more like they don't see the value in themselves. It's almost like they just want to help other people. But it's a beggar. So hang on. Shadow attribute. Dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. Okay. Light attributes. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. Awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So I am definitely getting an empath here, because it's like they can really get involved in codependent relationships with narcissists, but then also this is why they do it. This is why they want to get into those kinds of relationships. There's confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. It's like we want to awaken that within. I say we, I don't know why. I know that I can pick up on other people's energies. I absolutely know that. And I know that I used to be codependent and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But I don't necessarily see myself as an empath. I don't know. I don't know why. But anyway, so I'm just kind of saying why I said we. I'm not sure. But it is, hang on. But that's why we are in, maybe I just mean that collectively. This kind of energy gets into relationships to bring this out in other people, and with the hopes that also I think that when we see it in another, when we see that we can spark it within another person, that it can also be sparked within ourselves. That's our hope. But it doesn't necessarily happen like that, because look at this. So this person has this basket full of fruit and they're indulging and they're just in heaven, right? And this person just has 1 cup of tea. That's all they have, and their thoughts. It's like, oh, you don't have to share with me. I'm okay. Feeling like a burden. This person feels like a burden, I'm hearing, to this person. Now, it does not always have to be romantic. I do want to say that it can be, obviously, we are dealing with love, but love deals with all kinds of different relationships. Okay, so how they had me pull these out is I pulled from 2 different tarot decks. I don't know if they will be used as a main energy for one of these energies, or if, and then with clarifications, or if one deck will be used on one side and the other on the other side. It just depends on how they come out. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. Okay, I'm feeling like this is going to be over here. The Page of Cups. So I definitely feel like this is kind of like both their energies. Oh, and the Tower in reverse. Now, I don't normally take tower or reversals, but if they come out that way, they come out that way. So, okay, hang on, give me a second. Okay, so I am hearing that it's between the two. So I'm going to bring them a little bit closer together. And because I was feeling like this is kind of like, this could be an air sign and this could be a water sign. Air sign is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, and water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And that this is kind of in the middle. Because there's something here. Because I feel like this represents like that more dominating energy with the King of Swords. Like they have no problem expressing themselves, speaking their truth, knowing their truth, and telling it to this person, okay? But this person could be pregnant. They just said that. Because of the way that she's sitting here, maybe she doesn't really have much of an appetite, like, you know how that can be in the beginning stages of pregnancy. But there's 3 eggs in a nest. So these people could have like 3 kids together, or they're having triplets, or I don't know, something. That's just a little side note. But it's like they are protecting like their emotions, because I feel like if they speak up, it doesn't get them anywhere besides more in this headspace. And I'm seeing these snowflakes. There's snowflakes on this card. So something about winter. Something I'm hearing, like, I am hearing December just because of the red, and both these people are wearing red. So something about like December. Oops. So there's a tower. And I feel like it's a tower that's already happened between these 2 people, because it's in the reverse. So I feel like it's an energy that's already there that is not really being dealt with in an appropriate matter, in an appropriate way. Like this person has one way of dealing with it and this person has the other way of dealing with it, and they don't really match up. Because this sword, this giant sword, if this person swung that sword, it would just like completely, like shatter that nest and eggs. They're using it to like kind of like cut their fruit, right? Like to their own benefit. But if they used it to the way this person, or like if they use it in the way they use it for themselves with this person, it would just like completely destroy and shatter everything. But that's what's happening. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands, the 6 of Cups. I'm getting more of that children energy and justice. Well, this is good. This is really good. Because it's like this person is somehow getting clarity. They're seeing, like they're getting messages. Because that's what 8 of Wands is. It's like really fast incoming messages. Signs and synchronicities I'm hearing. And the 6 of Cups represents, it can represent children, it can represent our own childhood. And I'm seeing that sword again. And then the balance. So it's, this person is, I think, maybe finally starting to realize how they should have handled this situation, because right now it's in the reverse. And it's like in a situation that's coming in really fast. That's why I'm kind of seeing like the children thing as well. It's like it's coming in super fast. And I feel like these people aren't really prepared to like come together as parents. Or they're not feeling that way. They're just at a major disconnect. But there's something that's coming in, like some kind of clarity for this person that's gonna even things out with that, with that Six of Cups. And with the basket too, that I do see that as like the womb, right? Well, this is so interesting. They're pointing out that these are like the same people. That, because you know how like narcissists, they can come across as this person, but it's only because deep down they feel like this person. Like they don't feel worthy, so they have to overcompensate. So this could be one person. I'm not saying it is. It could be, because I am getting it as like across the board. So if you're not dealing with another person, this is just you. You're really seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. And to me, with this sword here in this card, with this King of Swords, it's almost like when you, in the Justice card, when you weigh it's like you weigh your heart against a feather. It's almost like this sword is being weighed against this little nest that it could just destroy. It's like, are you going to destroy, or are you going to balance things out? And they're getting clarity that they need to balance things out. Okay. I hope these will fit on here. Maybe I can move these up a little bit more. Okay, so the next ones we're going to use, this is Rider Waite, by the way, I don't think I said that, are, this is Raven's Prophecy, I don't think I said that either, are the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition. I'm going to pull them off screen because some of them do have nudity in them, and I just want to make sure that none of them do. Okay. Okay, so we have the ring, the compass, and then the mountain. Okay, just off the bat, what I'm seeing here, if these people aren't committed yet, they will be. If this is just you, it's like you're choosing, these synchronicities are helping you choose to commit to your true north, no matter how hard it is. That's what I'm seeing. It's like you're committing to your true north no matter how difficult the journey, because down here is the elk. And or the buck. But it's like you're getting ready to, you're either going to walk around or ascend. And I think that instead of walking around, which is kind of like the avoidance of this tower, because that's like a mountain energy here, even though this is represented by fire. Hang on, sorry. But it's like, this is the avoidance of that mountain, where here it's like you're being called to ascend. Yeah. And honestly, I'm saying like, It's almost like this justice is at the top of this card, as well as this beggar / page of cups. It's like this person realizing this person's worth. It's what needs to happen. That needs to happen. But it's like something is in the way of them seeing it. But they're learning. I don't know what, I honestly don't know what would be easier, to go over it or around it. But it's like what was easy in the past is what is needing change. Like you need to go on the different path. You have the compass now. You need to commit to changing your path. This person. This person definitely needs, like they have, because of the scales, they have some kind of block up, because it's like on both sides of the Justice card is the nest, the 3 eggs that are easily broken. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then we have the mountain on the other side, so it's like a nest and a mountain that they're needing to weigh. Like something that they keep blocking themselves. I keep hearing like this is a buck, not a goat, because the goats can ascend the mountain, where the buck doesn't have a sure footing as a goat does. So I'm hearing something about like Capricorn, Taurus. This could be a person with, I'm seeing earth, air, and water. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the Rumi Oracle has to say. So it says divine discontent. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna read, but we're gonna see. What number is it? 12. I opened at 21, so I'm hearing 2112 or 1221. So maybe that's something like a number you see a lot. Or it's like a mirror thing with this. It's like the narcissist and the empath. It's like you guys are mirroring to each other what the other should be. Like this one should have more compassion and this one should be able to stand up for itself more. And that's a mirror. It's like the reverse side of what they need. So anyway, 12. Divine discontent. Winter falls upon us, which is interesting because I saw the winter here in this card. And this looks like summer, like winter and summer. That's the mirror too, right? I'm hearing like you could be in a relationship with someone like that is across the zodiac wheel as you. Like if this was, I'm hearing because of the winter and then the red with the Christmas, it's like if you're a December like a Sagittarius, but I'm not seeing any fire here, so maybe Capricorn, December Capricorn. Your opposite would be like the end of June. So maybe you're dealing, you know what I'm saying, like December and June. But anyway, divine discontent. Winter falls upon us so spring can bring new growth. Cry the tears, allow the longing. Sadness brings surrender and a deep desire to be free. I don't know. I'm feeling like this person is longing to be free. Maybe both these people are longing to be free from each other and they just don't know how to say it. but there's some kind of situation that has made them like completely stuck together. But then I can see the change. I can see this person willing to commit after they get all these signs and synchronicities, and they already have the natural direction because of it's like a past thing. Like they already know which way to go. But then they look at this person and they see them as a mountain. They see them as something like to overcome. Which is interesting. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's for you to decide, I suppose. So I'm just going to read this. It says, I know your heart. I hear it breaking and groaning in darkest night when you imagine yourself to be silently cast adrift in sleep. It speaks to me, that sacred heart of yours, whispering its longing and bemoaning its divine discontent. It knows when something is amiss. It senses that something is not quite right as yet. There's a piece of the puzzle missing. Even in its tremendous gratitude for all that is, and there is much gratitude and sweet appreciation in that precious heart of yours, there is a murmuring, a questing. It cries out to heaven. Vouchsafe, Vouchsafe. I don't know what that means. Me a blessing. I cannot go on. I am broken and in need of your tenderness for healing. I am empty and in need of filling, not with stuff and bits, but with the most precious nectar of divine fulfillment. Nothing else will satisfy me. Please, please restore me to wholeness. I really feel strongly that this is that beggar talking. This is the beggar talking. And because they're begging, it's almost like they're begging the universe for this situation to change. But they don't know how to change it. But they're begging for justice. Please, please restore me to wholeness. I can bear this, I can bear this missing piece, this broken disarray no longer. I listen and I cajole that wise heart of yours. I praise it for its honesty and longing, for the longing is an irresistible perfume to the beloved, attracting the only salve that will soothe the divine discontent of your truth-speaking heart, that of divine presence, absolute and unquestionable. I honestly feel like this person is not speaking up for themselves, that they're letting this person kind of just like walk all over the situation and hoping that they're gonna change it, hoping that they're gonna get justice. They really, really hope that this person is gonna take this trek, because I feel like this nest is somewhere on this mountain and this person has to decide to commit to climbing the mountain instead of walking around. That's honestly what I'm getting. Because walking around, who knows how long that's going to take, right? We don't know if this is a mountain range. It looks like a mountain range because there's mountains over here and it looks like it keeps going. So it's like, it's a mountain range. It's not just a single standing mountain that you can walk around. You have to go up and over. And this person is like begging. They're praying every single day to please, please, please do this for me. Please show me. Because I do feel like this is a committed relationship, okay? All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. If this is where I leave you, I thank you for being here. And if you move on to pile 3, I will see you there. Bye. Okay, pile 3, welcome. Hang on, let me write that time down. Okay, pile 3, welcome to your reading. This is a reading, a love reading, represented by the lily, which it says spiritual love. And so this could be kind of like twin flame, counterpart, soulmate, whatever it is that you want to call it. I feel like that's kind of where this is going to be heading here. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we have the gambler. Somebody, they're blindfolded and just being led by their, so it says shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. Light attribute, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. So, you know, with the shadow, it's kind of just like relying on the universe to provide for you. And then with the light attribute, It's knowing that you can knowing when and how and why you can take risks on things. But I am getting that it's someone that's like kind of with the blindfold there. They're kind of just being led by the seat of their pants, if that makes sense. And then we have the monk nun. So it's almost like there's someone that might be a little bit more fast and loose, and then someone that's kind of more rigid. Let's see here. Shadow attributes: negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety, I can never remember. Piety, I think. Light attribute: selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Okay, so I'm getting that, yeah, this is a person that's kind of like led by the seat of their pants and just kind of walking around aimlessly, a little bit lost, and relying on the universe to kind of provide for them instead of putting in the effort, okay? And then with the monk / nun, I'm getting that this is someone who, it's like they can see people and things for exactly what they are, but if they're in shadow, it's almost like they judge those people if they aren't living up to their highest ability. But then if you're in the light, it's like you can see these people and love them in spite of things, because you know their spirit. Instead of just like how they're living life, you understand their spirit. That's what I'm kind of getting there for those two. So you can be either one. You can apply yourself to either one of these energies. Okay. Now also I am kind of getting, since this is spiritual love, I am kind of getting that it can be one person. That it's someone who is very, very spiritual, that has these spiritual gifts and abilities, but instead of utilizing them, they just decide to walk around blindly, or hoping that by just living life in a more 3D sense versus like a spiritual sense, being guided by their spirituality, they're hoping that just by living life that they will find their spiritual gifts, like their spiritual love is what I'm hearing. By acting like this, by acting like, it's almost like I'm getting like Fool in reverse type of energy here, which is like it's like the risk, but just wanting to take the risk instead of like taking the risk knowing that the universe has your back. It's like taking it no matter what. Like, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and pull out some of the cards. I will say that a lot more cards came out for this energy than they did for the other ones. So I'm going to try to make the room here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, first with the Raven's Prophecy. That was the archetype cards, by the way. And these are the tea leaf fortune cards. So we had 4 of each of these. They're the Raven's Prophecy, the Rider-Waite, and then the Gilded Reverie Lenormand expanded edition. So let's see, we have the Hierophant. Okay, it could be a Taurus individual, but I'm getting that it's like they're wanting to be guided by the light, right? I said that earlier, how this person feels like they're in the dark, they're kind of just wandering around, but they have a light inside of them that they're wanting. They have a light that they know will lead to spirituality, but they're avoiding it, or they're just not utilizing it. They're like, they have the ability, but they're not utilizing it. The Empress, oh my goodness. So it could definitely be a Taurus, because we have the Hierophant, and then the Empress I get earth energy from, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And what I love about this I just almost said Taurus again. What I love about this Empress card is, like, if you look closely, it almost looks like there's a face back here. Like, that's her eye and that's her mouth. It kind of looks like a light and a dark side. A fiery and an airy and an earthy type of vibe, right? I mean, and the Empress, she does represent all of the queens. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Water, and the Queen of Earth, of Pentacles. She represents all of those. And so I can see her face in here. So but it's like Mother Gaia. Does that make sense? The Empress, because Mother Gaia is like the ultimate Empress. Hang on, let's see what these other two are. Six of Coins, which is like equal give and take. It's like there's 3 roses in each hand, and I'm seeing the yellow, which is the solar plexus. So it's like a masculine and feminine energy here showing up, especially with this fire and the Hierophant card. It's like the fire, the masculine, and then the feminine. So it could be like 2 different energies there as well. Because I did say that this could be like a twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever it is you want to call it, reading, I am seeing that these, because there are 2 people here with their backs to each other, I do feel like it's like a mirrored situation, because they're coming out kind of all together, like it's masculine and the feminine and like the energy they share. And then there's the 3 of Swords, and even here, they're stuck together in the pain. It's almost like the pain unites them even more. The pain is uniting these energies even more because they're holding hands and then they have the swords going through them. And they're bleeding. I'm hearing like the blood and the earth, like with the Empress. Like blood has to be spilled in order for it to grow. In order for equal give and take, like the pain has to come out. Like they have to pull these swords out of their hands, dress the wounds, and deal with the wounds, right? Like that's what's needing called. They need to stop just walking around blindly. I really do feel like it's like this. These are both people. Like they're both kind of walking around blindly, even though they're the Hierophant and the Empress, right? Like those are 2 phenomenal energies. Like they know deep down, both of them know that they're capable of this. Of this spiritual, like they have this really deep spiritual, not just love, but they have like a deep spiritual well within each of them. Like each of them has it within themselves. But they're both just kind of like hiding. Like this is hiding in a lantern. This fire is hiding in a lantern. This Empress is hiding amongst the trees. Okay, let's see here. Queen of Swords. King of Wands. Oh my goodness. They are facing each other. It's like they both have kind of like sour faces. I can't think of the right word. I keep hearing the word scorn. Scornful faces? I don't know if that's right terminology, but it's almost like they're ready to face off. But they have to face off for her to move forward, yeah. Oh my goodness. What is that Page of Cups doing there? Oh. Oh. Okay. This is what they're saying. With this Queen and the King, it feels like they're both kind of like in an ego state in this energy, like in this they're harnessing the more egoic states of the Hierophant and the Empress. With the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant, it's like getting clarity on their faith, what they believe in, what they believe to be true. And then the King of Wands and the Empress, it's like, it's kind of getting this feminine energy to stand up for themselves, to feel a little bit more like they can come out of hiding, like embracing their fire, embracing their... Oh, that's interesting, because this is fire, represented by fire too. There's a lot of fire here, even though there's no wand energy besides the king. It's like they both have to let their fire out, but not in a destructive way, not in this way. They need to let their fire out in a clear, concise manner and let it kind of not run amok, because the Chariot's not only about forward movement, it's about balance, because we have the yin and the yang, and the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine. It's about balance as well as forward movement. And then with, it's like, oh, because the Six of Coins, equal give and take. That's balance, right? They have 3 roses in this hand, 3 roses in this hand. And I am saying that it's like the masculine hand and then the feminine hand. They each have 3. The masculine and the feminine each has the 3 coins. The foundation, because 3 coins is about foundation. But then that 3 of Swords, because it's like those 2 hands, if it's from 2 different people, the masculine, feminine, or if this is just you, if this is just one person, it's like one hand represents your masculine, one hand represents your feminine, and they're balancing out, and then you come together, and it's like that wounding. When they come together, there's a lot of wounding there. But with the Page of Cups, it's that beginning of the emotional healing. Pouring the water on the wound. Beginning to heal. It's kind of like if this is 2 different people, they have a lot to kind of work out and go through in order to heal the situation. If it's just one person, it's the same thing. They have a lot to work through in order to balance their masculine and feminine. Okay, let's see here with the Gilded Reverie. I'm going to look at these real quick because they do have nudity on them, so I want to look at them and make sure that they don't have any of the ones with the nudity, okay? Oh, 5 came out. Okay. I thought only 4 did, but I guess 5 did. Can I move these up anymore? Just don't want to cut off the bottoms here of the Gilded Reverie. Okay. We have, I think this is tulips. I'm not sure. Might just be flowers. Okay, so I'm seeing the 9 and the 10, so it's like a natural progression, 9, 10. And then this is time. This is like, I'm sure, love, relationships, and then something about time. And I'm seeing that rooster there. Okay, man, or main male, I can't remember what it's called. What is that one called? The heart, I think it might be called. Okay, and then the house. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, give me a second to kind of think about this. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I opened the book for this card here to see what it was called. It is called Flowers, but this is interesting. I was really pointed out, there was the word recovery, and you know how we are sent flowers when we are in the hospital. Now, somebody could literally be going to the hospital and spending actually a good amount of time in the hospital with this clock. Here it might be the male or the masculine energy here. They might be going into the hospital. I don't know. But they're getting better because I did see the 9 and the 10, like the natural progression. But also, you know, with the recovery, it feels like these people are, or this person is learning how to heal this situation. You know, put in the time to heal whatever it is that's hurt them. And because it is to the back of the masculine energy here, this main male, I think it's called main male. Hang on. This is time. Oh, just man. It's just called man. So I'm kind of getting with this time card as well. It's you know, when something happens, especially with this hospital type energy, or like flowers can represent like death and funerals as well. I'm feeling like there's somebody seeing like maybe they had a death recently that made them aware of things that, or made them start thinking about things in a different light. Because it's like life is short, time goes by so fast. Wake up call with that rooster, because I did see the rooster first thing, and that's what roosters do, is they wake us up, right? So it's like a wake up call. This person, this man is getting a wake up call. Now what's 24 here? Heart. Yeah, it is heart. I mean, and I am seeing that twin, that mirror, right? So it's definitely like a twin flame energy with that mirroring going on. And swans are all about appearances, right? It's like, what are we mirroring back to each other? What do we see in each other that we see in ourselves? I'm getting back drawn to these monks, and it's almost like with their backs to each other, right? And with this shadow attribute, negative judgment of the physical world, and then with the light attribute, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication of spirit, to me, it's almost like they see, because I was saying earlier, like they see this person's soul, right? They see this person's soul, and I feel like it's something that they can see within themselves, but they also know that they have good in them, so they see the good in them as well. Like they see their soul. They don't see the gambler. They see the Hierophant, the Empress, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands. They see that. They know that that is the truth. Like that is who this person is. And vice versa, you know? Because what is it? Willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And so maybe they feel doubted by this person. Like they feel the judgment from this person, from this monk/nun, the gambler does. But it doesn't mean that it's true. It just, that's what they're seeing. That's the mirror that they have in front of them. But then with the house after that, hang on, let's see here, number 4. I am your family and your base, your ground and your home. I give you stability and comfort. I am your living arrangement and environment. I am what surrounds you and your estate. The cards around me will give you signs on my present state, or what the future will dictate. And that's what I'm seeing. Like right now, what you might have around you, depending on who you are in this scenario, is they're mirroring back to you what you want to see, but it's not necessarily the truth. I'm seeing like they're seeing one half, like their side of things, and then on the other side is actually like the home, like where they're supposed to be. Where they are supposed to be. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and we have 1, which is actually the number 6 on here, but the card is called 1. And again, I'm seeing the mirroring here, the absolute symmetry. There's so much symmetry happening here. With the monk and the nun, and then the 6 of coins, and then the 3 of swords, and the chariot, and these two people facing each other. The swans, and even the home is almost symmetrical. That's what I'm seeing. It's like shining a light on the mirror, on what has been reflected back to them, but seeing that there's actually like a mirror up that needs to be taken down so they can see the other side of it, which is beyond the threshold. Beyond the threshold of fear. Like the mirror is keeping them from facing. It's almost like the mirror is the blindfold, right? They have the mirror up so they don't have to see anything other than what they've already been seeing, but they're kind of starting to see distortions in the mirror. Each person, I'm talking about both people here, or both sides of, if this is just you, they're starting to see the distortions and the fact that there is actually a mirror there. They're starting to see it. And then and it's the beyond the threshold of fear. So they have to see beyond the threshold of fear, which is the threshold of fear to me is the mirror. So let's see here, 25. Well, let's look at 6 and see what the poem says for 6, just because. And also because I did say this was like a twin flame divine counterpart. It's 2 souls as 1, right? There's 2 represented here, but then as 1. You might want to watch the first reading because I'm also hearing 1, 2, 3, 4 because of, it says 1, and then we have the 2 sides, and then I'm seeing the 3 layers, and then the 4 parts of this circle. So I'm seeing the 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. But anyway, I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the 2 worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, and one I call. I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the 2 worlds as one. You've seen yourself as this other person. If you're dealing with another person, you've seen them as yourself, and vice versa. You see in them yourself, and they see in you themselves. But then also, if this is just one person, you're starting to see not just, like, you're starting to see your spiritual aspects of yourself and how that can move you forward by embracing it, that spiritual love. Okay, now let's go to 25 and get the poem for that. 25. The threshold of fear. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. Oh my gosh, because we have this home card and not really anything after it, and this is like the other side of the mirror, right? The home. Once the mirror is removed, once the light is shined, that threshold of fear is crossed, it's the home. Because it says, how I celebrate for you. After so long away from home, you are finally returning. You're returning to your home, whether that be your balance of your masculine and feminine, or if this is like the twin flame, your person, or even just being comfortable with your duality. What did they say about duality? Someone had something about duality. Was it the one? Verse 6. Yeah, I have abolished duality for myself. Okay. Beyond the threshold of fear, you dispense with your doubts, hesitations, cautions, and tentativeness. They are old friends with whom you no longer have anything in common. Goodbye, old friends. I wish you well, you say, whilst turning your face to the burgeoning light of a new and yet ancient world. This here. Goodbye, old friends. I wish you well, you say, whilst turning your face to the burgeoning light of a new and yet ancient world. You are visiting it as though for the first time, and yet somehow also remember deep in your sacred heart. This is the Six of Coins energy, or no, that's Six of Cups energy. Never mind, sorry. Finally, we can sit together in the charming courtyard at home. We shall tell our tales of adventure and laugh, and we'll dance and sing. Eventually, day shall pass into night, and we'll gaze beneath our feet, our mouths gaping open in awe and minds utterly blank, rendered dumb in sweet submission to beauty as we watch the world spinning on her axis. So I am sensing from the moment that I looked at this reading that it was a twin flame reading. So this is definitely about two people coming together, two energies coming together, they're just figuring out. That's what's happening. They're figuring it out with each other, with themselves, together, separate. It's being figured out. Okay, you guys, this is the end of all three of the readings. I appreciate any of you being here watching. Any of your guides that are present, any of my guides that are present from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.